5, number 0, Kobe White.
Great to have you with us. We are set to get you over the hump this Wednesday night with another edition of the NBA on 2K Sports. Along with Grant Hill and Richard Jefferson, this is Brian Anderson, and we've got our reporter, Ali LaForce. Let's see the stat sheet here for Nikola Vucevic.
And during the last 5 games, he's been a force on the boards, really throwing his body at rebounds and trying to grab as many as he can. And that kind of effort has been noticed by his coaches and teammates.
So here are the Jazz starting 5. We've got Keontae George. Jusuf Nurkic is out there with Lauri Markkanen. Then it's Sviatoslav Mikhailu. And it's Sensabaugh in a 2-guard. And for Chicago, White and Okoro are the wings. Buzelis out there with Nikola Vucevic. And it's Jones in at the point guard position. All right, Grant, when your team is in the second game of a back-to-back, do you play it differently?
You know, it depends on what happened in the first game. Did your starters have to play a lot of minutes? Did you get into double overtime? It just depends, B.A.
Now here's Markkanen. Let's go with a 3. Sinks the tray.
I mean, let me remind you, Markkanen is 7 feet tall. It's incredible how he shoots it so well from deep.
Pass to Vucevic. Outside White. Chicago passing it around. 6 to shoot. Okoro passes to White. Here's the floater. Jones misses. On offense, here's Utah. It's a 3-point game. Here's Sensabaugh. And there's a 3-second violation.
Chicago ball.
And you look for bright spots in this developing core for Utah, Grant. What stands out?
Well, I think it's the front court, B.A. You have 2 gifted scoring forwards in Markkanen and Bailey. Then you've got Walker Kessler, an elite shot blocker, manning the middle.
Now here's Okoro. He's averaging just around 8.5 points a game.
For a true center, Vooch is excellent in that catch and shoot.
Markkanen outside. Back to George. Shot clock at 6. Back to Markkanen. First quarter, just over a minute and a half in. And Nurkic throws it down.
Nurkic playing with energy. He is a savage on that offensive glass.
Thanks to the AT&T Connected Cam for the up-close and personal view of that slam. And it's the Bulls with the ball. The last time they came together was in Salt Lake City, where they fell to the Jazz.
Last time they lost a close one against this team. You have to wonder what they could have done if it wasn't for their foul trouble in that game.
Getting into foul trouble will really handcuff you, and they found that out last time.
And let's send it over to Ali LaForce.
Just a bit ago, Billy Donovan and I were able to chat. We talked about Lauri Markkanen, and I asked him how he wanted his players to guard him tonight, and he said we can't afford to lose sight of him out on the perimeter because he's a big that can really shoot it, especially when he's operating in the pick and roll. It'll be interesting to see how Markkanen fares against them in this one. Guys?
All right, Ali, thanks once again.
Being Markkanen is 7 feet tall, he's absolutely an inside threat. I just love watching him capitalize from this area.
And here in the first, approaching 3 minutes play. Outside White. Pass to Buzelis. For 3. Another 3 for Chicago.
Gotta fight harder to get over those screens.
Yeah, as soon as these guys feel contact, they are just disappearing like they're not even there. You gotta show some fire and keep defending.
And so Will Hardy calls the timeout. I think right now he might be looking at some adjustments. checked in for Chicago. Herder comes in for Jones. And now with a break, here are the best passing teams in the NBA so far. The Jazz in second, the Bulls fourth.
These two squads move the ball with ease. They play an attractive brand of basketball.
1:11 left to play in the first quarter. Here's Collier. He's guarded by White. Launches a three. Can't get it to go. Missed his first one.
Defensively, pick your poison. That time, they gambled off the right guy.
DeSumo outside. Chicago passing it around. Clock at 6. Here's Vucevic. Using his post moves to get the 2 points. Vucevic has got 5 now.
Too easy for Vucevic. He feasts from these interior spots.
Just over 3.5 minutes gone here in the first. Here's Collier. He's averaging just around 8.5 points a game. The Jazz again can't hit. Outside White. Three-pointer, Vucevic. That shot, no good. Well, a good close contest so far as we finish the first quarter. Chicago ahead, up 3. Don't go away. We'll be back with the second quarter in just a moment. Good action already in this one, but a fairly even matchup after this first quarter of play. And from what we've seen from Chicago, what's your take so far?
Well, their offense is clicking so far, capturing the momentum here early on.
Credit the game plan coming in. They've identified some weaknesses, and they are exploiting them.
So the Utah 5 right now. Collier is out there with George. Then it's Bailey. Then it's Kyle Filipowski. And it's Tshiebwe in at the 5, roaming the paint. Well, when you think about how the game has evolved in recent years, RJ, the role of the big man might have changed the most.
Who knew threes and assists would become a key stat for 7-footers? But I will say, size helps. You cannot teach tall.
DeSumo outside. Smith right side. Launches it. The rebound by the Jazz. This game coming on the heels of their win versus the Cavaliers.
And it's just so hard to stop them when they're scoring at that level. They were efficient and didn't let up at all.
Coaches love that kind of showing offensively, especially on the road.
Now here's Filipowski. Still without a bucket. Collier, no good. Williams up top. Here he goes. Well-timed pass, and he goes straight to the bucket for the layup.
Just a textbook lead pass right there, putting it right where it needed to be.
Jazz trail by 6. Richard, it's been a dry spell for the Bulls for a few seasons now. How do they reverse that?
Well, it starts with strong drafts. They haven't had a top 10 pick since 2020, and it's made it hard for them to land some of these bigger prospects and grow from within.
And so Will Hardy calls a timeout. Coach probably just checking to make sure everybody's on the same page here. group getting ready for Chicago. Nikola Vucevic is checked in for Smith. Buzelis comes in for Williams. Okoro is checked in for Herter. And it's Jones in for Carter. Markkanen's checked in for Utah. Jones against George. Pass to Markkanen. Filipowski sets a screen. Markkanen charges in, throws it down, and the official calls a foul. It may be a three-point play. It's going to belong to Nikola Vucevic. And a moment now to quickly take a look at the offensive approach for Chicago.
Well, so far, their long-range shooting has been the story, doing damage from deep.
Another thing they're doing well early on is moving the ball, playing selfless basketball, and getting everybody involved on the offensive end.
That's good for Markkanen.
And when Markkanen is used correctly, he can be an important contributor. A big man who can really shoot, which is valuable in today's game.
Well, Lauri Markkanen comes from a family full of athletes, Grant.
Oh, yes, indeed, B.A. Lauri's mom and dad were both pro basketball players, and so was one of his brothers. And his other brother is a professional soccer player, so it definitely runs in the family.
And keeping us updated from the sideline, Allie LaForce.
CBA, the Chicago Bulls retiring the jersey of hometown hero and former league MVP Derrick Rose. His coach with the Bulls, Tom Thibodeau, said, "The true measure of a man is how he handles adversity, and nobody did it better. He always found a way to rise above, and there's no question in my mind he is a Hall of Fame player." Back to you.
All right, Allie, thank you. And it's Utah with the ball. Chicago making their last shot. George against Jones. 6 on the shot clock. It's George on the drive. And George with the jam.
Seeing the opening, George does not hesitate. I mean, just a great move.
Chicago leading by 3. And so Billy Donovan calls timeout. He's going to take a minute to regroup with his players.
Welcome to the court, your Chicago Bulls.
White, he's checked in for Dosunmu. Then for Utah, Jusuf Nurkic, he's checked in for Filipowski. Mykhailiuk comes in for Bailey. And Sensabaugh subbed in for George. Pass to White. Now Jones. White, the pass to Okoro. Vucevic in the post. Defended by Nurkic. Counted.
That's a guy you want taking shots, a quality offensive player.
.56 seconds left in the first half. Here's Collier, defended by Jones. Pass to Sensabaugh. Now here's Markkanen. Here's Mykhailiuk. An 11-point game for him in the win against the Cavs in Cleveland.
When guys are moving the ball, sharing it, it makes the game so much more fun, both as a player and as a fan.
And it's Jones with the ball for Chicago. Outplayed in the previous game on their schedule. They lost to the Rockets.
I really didn't see much of an edge from them. A little more intensity could have gone a long way.
Yeah, you hate to be critical, but that's part of our job. You have to call it the way we see it. That night, they were flat.
Back to Markkanen. Pass to Mikhailuk. Over Okoro. Again, Utah good for two.
Mikhailuk.
It's all tied in Chicago. And time now for the halftime break with the third quarter soon to follow on 2K Sports.
Utah 19.
Welcome, everybody. We're halfway through what is turning out to be the Nikola Vucevic show.
So it's not about how many shots you take, it's about how many you make. And he's been making the most of every opportunity.
Yeah, when you got somebody cooking like that, you just sit back and watch the show. And moving on, let's take a peek at how the East is shaping up here in the midseason.
Well, right now for Chicago, they've been stuck in the middle tier. Not good enough to challenge for a chip, but not bad enough to get a high draft pick. They're really going to need their young guys to take a step forward in their development.
That's it for us. Thanks for tuning in. Now let's send you over to Brian Anderson with the third period.
And we've got second half action for you. Thus far, a pretty evenly contested game. Nikola Vucevic has come to play here in this one.
You just love his patience offensively in the first half. Waited until he got the looks he wanted.
You love guys who can get their shots within the flow of the offense.
Chicago has gone 3 of 6 from deep so far. White and Okoro are the wings. Nikola Vucevic is out there with Buzelis, and it's Jones in at point. So that's the 5 in the game for Chicago. Now here's White. Goes up and lays it in nice and easy. White's gotten his second bucket of the game.
Getting in close and making it count. White showing off his touch.
You know, Richard, after some up and down seasons, Kobe White has really found his place on this team.
He is looking more and more self-assured than ever. You can see it in his scoring the most, but also every other aspect of his game. His team and the organization trust him.
Pass to George. Second half getting started, about a minute played. Shot clock at 5. Back to Markkanen for the lead. It's hauled in by White.
He didn't make them pay for that weak defense, but they just can't rely on him to miss those kind of shots.
Markkanen, the pass to George. Pass to Nurkic. Here's Sensabaugh. He's guarded by White. Sensabaugh, no good.
That's not how you want to come out of the break. 3 straight misses. They need to settle in quick.
Here's Buzelis. Okoro outside. Pass to Vucevic. White for 3. That one falls. Coming off the Vucevic feed. White's got 7 points.
He's a pretty reliable three-point producer. White knows what his job is.
1:57 left in the third. George against Jones. Nice shot by George.
Assertive move. You can tell the game's heating up a bit.
There's a minute 40 left to play in the third quarter of basketball. Pass to Vucevic. Another three for Chicago.
Backing up that last three with another three. The defense has to stop giving them so many clean looks.
And the shot goes.
That's his comfort zone. Nurkic does almost all of his scoring down low.
And Richard, the Bulls going from playing one of the slowest paces in the league to one of the fastest.
Yeah, that's what happens when you start to trend towards youth. You got to put those young legs to use, trying to pace and space with three-point shooting.
And so Billy Donovan calls timeout. A moment to rest and confer on the game plan. Some changes for Chicago. Smith comes in for Nikola Vucevic, and Williams is subbed in for Buzelis. Chicago passing it around. Pulls up on the wing. Jones, his shot is good. Jones has gotten his first basket of the night.
Pick works well there, but the defense left a lot to be desired.
Yeah, that just comes down to a lack of effort. The defender has to do a better job fighting through the screen.
Here's Collier. Still no points. Pass to Filipowski. Just 4 to shoot. Marking it from long range. Drains the triple.
Shots like this help Markkanen get in rhythm. The D must be aware of his ability to catch and fire.
Picked by Smith. Jones, the pass to Smith. Oh, the dunk by Smith.
He gives up a bit of size at the center position, but his leaping ability, well, let's just say that makes up for it.
We've gone about 3.5 minutes here into the third. Williams against Markkanen. Five on the clock. Again, Utah good for 2.
And his fantastic performance from the last game has carried over to tonight.
He's just riding the wave of momentum right now, getting to his spots and keeping things simple on the offensive side.
And we've just finished the third quarter. What a tight game we've got going. Bulls out in front, up 3. After a quick break, we're coming right back with the start of the fourth quarter. And it's time now to bring you our State Farm assist of the game.
You talk about painting a magnificent picture with that, Don. Just a great decision and a perfect delivery.
A lot of times a spectacular pass is more impressive than a spectacular shot. This is one of those times.
We've reached the fourth quarter in what has been a very competitive game. Should be an exciting finish. And Utah looking at who they've got to start the fourth. We've got Bailey, Keontae George out there with Collier. Then it's Filipowski, and it's Hendricks in at the power forward position. To the middle. And there's Bailey. That one's good. On the assist by Filipowski.
They're going at it on offense. Neither team backing down.
Man, this has been a fun one, but look, who doesn't love a high-scoring game?
Williams finds Vucevic. Shoots over Filipowski. Vucevic's shot is off.
Not that time, but that's a shot that he's going to make more oftentimes than not.
Oh, my! That's why we had those breakaway rims.
Dude, he risked pulling the whole thing down to the floor right there. Fourth quarter just getting started. 1 minute in the books. Now pass to Williams. Outside Carter. Williams, a screen on George.
Utah foul.
And timeout is called by Billy Donovan. He wants to make sure everyone is aligned, given the situation right now. A big group substitution here for Chicago. Buzelis is checked in for Williams. Okoro comes in for DeSumo. Kobe White, he's checked in for Herter. And it's Trey Jones in for Carter. And a new group getting ready for Utah. Nurkic is checked in for Filipowski. Markkanen comes in for Hendricks. Mikhailuk's checked in for Bailey. And Sensabaugh subbed in for Collier. Let's check in with our reporter, Allie LaForce.
Hey guys, Billy Donovan was just reviewing the plan with his team, and Coach challenged the team, asking them to bring the fight inside, telling them to play with pride, telling the team, you're getting bullied near the hoop. Let's see if it works, guys.
Okay, thanks, Allie. And it's Jones with the ball for the Bulls. Nothing doing offensively yet for them in the fourth. Banks it home. Big shot.
He still needs to fill out to be more physical down there, and that will come with time. But Buzelis can handle his own.
2 minutes remaining in the game. 2 minutes.
Marking it outside. Here's Nurkic. 6 to shoot. Markkanen with a screen on Jones. Shoots a 3. The triple drop.
A growing aspect of George's game. He's working to become a strong facilitator.
Bulls trail by 4. White with a screen on George. Now Vucevic. White outside. Tosses it up. Nurkic with a rebound. Utah leading by 4. There's a minute 12 left to play in the fourth. Jones against George. For 3. Rebounded by Vucevic.
And you never want to give a shooter like him a clean look.
Oh, nice setup for the slam.
Great to see guys who don't back down under pressure.
He knew what they needed here and was determined to deliver.
Markkanen looking it over. From deep. Oh, it misses. The Bulls on offense.
And this is so critical. They now have to score every trip up the floor.
Pretty much, they have to be perfect the rest of the way. That puts tremendous pressure on your offense.
Now 5 seconds separating the shot clock and the game clock. Outside George. Puts up the tray. Ooh, it doesn't go. And we'll have a timeout called by Billy Donovan. Great time to call his guys into the huddle at a very tense moment in this game. All right, thoughts on what coach is going to do here?
I don't know if they should be greedy here and go for a 3. I'd take it to the basket, get a high percentage shot, or maybe get fouled.
So it's a narrow victory for the Jazz, pulling out the W. With the late victory, they upset plenty of these hometown fans.
They really should take this win to heart. When the pressure was on, they stepped up and worked twice as hard to overcome it.
All right, to Allie LaForce with our player of the game.
Lori, some efficient shooting for you tonight. How comfortable were you with the looks you were getting?
I was good. Teammates kept finding me. I think I had good looks, and can't really say much. Just try not to think about it too much and just let it go.
Just play the game the way it should be. Congrats on the win, Lori.
Thanks, Allie. Great interview once again. And that about wraps it up. For Grant Hill, Richard Jefferson, and Allie LaForce, this is Brian Anderson thanking you for watching the NBA, presented by 2K Sports. And let's reveal our player of the game, Lauri Markkanen.